Adventures come in many shapes and sizes, but at their heart lie a location and a personal quest. This time the location is the United States of America. The quest to travel across the continent from coast to coast. On roads, but not by car. Self-propelled, but not by bike. For this epic journey, the method of transport will be skateboards. These are the ingredients for another total adventure. The United States of America, the fourth largest country in the world. Over 6 million kilometers of highways crisscross their way over this vast nation, enough to go to the moon and back 8 times. America loves the road, and Americans seem to love their cars. There are an average of 2 per household. Yet cars aren't the only way to get around. Back in the 60s, skateboarding brought the skill and moves of the surf scene to America's streets. In the 80s, new school skating with its gravity-defying stunts has grabbed the headlines and brought bans on street skating. But the old school never died. This is a return to skateboarding's roots. These 4 skateboarders are about to set off from America's Pacific coast to cross the continent. Before they start, they dip their boards in the ocean. The expedition is the idea of Jack Smith.
Some people thought I was crazy. Other people told me they wished they could do that at 46 years of age.
Jack was 19 when he first crossed the States on his board, taking 32 days. Back then, he was one of the world's leading slalom and downhill skateboarders. In 1984, he repeated the trip, setting a record of 26 days for the 2,900-mile journey. Now, personal tragedy has prompted him to get back on his board and attempt to break his own record. A few months before, his 14-year-old son lost a long battle against the genetic condition known as Lowe Syndrome. Jack has a few too many miles on the clock to do this alone. So with him are a new generation of boarders, including 24-year-old pro boarder Josh Maready from New York. Josh perfected his technique on the streets and skate parks of the East Coast. He's crossed the States as a Mormon missionary, but he's never attempted an epic journey like this before.
When Jack told me that we were going across country to honor his son that had died, I think it took on a whole new meaning because it almost gave it this reverence.
Josh and Jack are accompanied by surfer, skateboarder and cameraman Scott Kam from California, and Nick Krest, another veteran who's been boarding for over 30 years and owns his own skateboard sales company.
It's going to be something extraordinary. And we're either going to end up as the best of friends or the worst of enemies after a month together.
Even with specially designed low-slung boards to ride, their bodies will be taking a battering as they try to cover almost 3,000 miles in under 26 days. And Jack is worried about safety, which means keeping to the shoulder of the road, avoiding the heaviest traffic and not traveling at night. They're riding in relays, 1 or 2 boarders on the road at a time, whilst the others drive or rest in their support vehicle. Their route takes them from the Pacific Ocean at Newport, Oregon, through the Rockies to Wyoming, and the start of the Great Plains. Beyond them, the ridge of the Appalachians, before they descend to Williamsburg, Virginia, and the Atlantic coast. For the next 3 weeks, they'll be on America's busy roads, pushing 2-mile shifts with the support vehicle dropping skaters off and picking them up and warning other traffic of their presence. There's no gentle introduction to their journey. The first part of the trip takes them through America's largest mountain system, the Rockies. For the next 8 days, they'll be traversing over 1,200 miles worth of this rugged landscape until they reach Casper, Wyoming, and the start of the Great Plains. It's grueling work.
You see that?
Yes, it's my section.
Next. Yeah, I'm going uphill, and it's bumpy for you. But you know what? It's bumpy for me, too.
Too much vibration. I mean, I can't even feel my feet. You have to keep looking at your feet to make sure they're still on the board.
Yeah, that's what we just climbed. Down in the South, if somebody waves at you, you wave back to them. It's not like that over here. Sometimes you wave at people, and they look at you like you're an idiot, and they pass you by.
Riding with them in the support vehicle for the start of the trip is Paul Dunn. He made the crossing 19 years ago with Jack, and he shares his concerns with the others about their safety on the road.
Things are a lot more difficult 19 years later, from my perspective. Everyone's car is larger and faster, and doing battle with the cars on these byways has been pretty tough. And I think some of the younger guys just don't realize the safety aspect that's important to have, you know, in the back of their mind. They got to be a little more aware.
As it gets dark, they stop for the night, and over supper, Jack once again emphasizes the importance of safety.
You may know what you're doing, the people in the cars don't. It's scaring me a lot. And I would hate for Lowe Syndrome, you know, it took the life of my son. And I would hate for doing something in his honor for Lowe Syndrome to take another life.
Jack's been boarding for nearly 40 years, and in that time he's seen growing hostility to skateboarders. This trip is in memory of his son, and the last thing he wants is to perpetuate negative images of skateboarding.
For the most part, the people have been really nice, the people that are driving by us. But there is a handful of people that have the bad mentality about skateboarders. You know, ever since, like, they never got out of the 1980s where everybody thought skateboarders were drug-dealing criminal misfits. And so they look at you when they drive by, and because you have a skateboard and you're on the road, they say, damn skateboarders. You can tell us what they're thinking just by the look on their face when they look at you in this disgust.
Entering Idaho on day 3, they find the local highway patrol taking an interest in what they're doing. Nick is stopped, and the patrolman wants to know what's going on. Paul can't find their documents.
Where'd they go? They're gone. Where are they?
They were in an envelope called. I saw them once.
There was a bunch of them in here yesterday.
Okay, I haven't seen anything.
Did you get one? Well, no, it was the pledge sheet. The
pledge sheet. Why would?
Oh, there. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Jack.
I got pulled over by the Idaho State Police for skating on the highway, and he's doing a background check on me right now. He was.
You could be wanted, huh?
Well, I tried to keep the situation fine here. Mr. Dunn's, I think.
I just told him.
I know.
Truth is.
But you know, when you're in their state or in their county, their jurisdiction, you just say yes sir, no sir.
Satisfied that their papers are in order, he lets them carry on. By day 5, they cross the state line into Wyoming. They're doing well, on course to reach Williamsburg in 21 days, well inside Jack's previous record. Josh and the others are now in the heart of the Rockies. Jack is finding the steep slopes much more difficult than he did 20 years ago. He has to use all his energy reserves to force his tired muscles to keep pushing.
Let's look at that little boy on the nose of your board.
Yeah, Jack.
300 more yards.
46 years old and making us look like babies. It's charging. Jack, that's awesome. Woo! You're the man.
Finally, they reach the top and the Continental Divide. Scott makes up some time with a high-speed descent. Much to Jack's disapproval. After conquering the Rockies, the four have come a third of the way across America. Ahead lie the Great Plains, and beyond that, the Appalachian Mountains, before they reach the Atlantic coast. But the endless miles are taking their toll on them physically, whilst the generation gap between Jack and Josh is starting to cause friction.
See, Jack always gets kind of freaked out about me and Scott skating. Do you think he's gonna make it through the trip without freaking out?
No.
No, he's kind of freaked out already.
He lost his mind.
Yeah.
He hates us.
Yep. Hates us.
Because we're dangerous.
Because we are dangerous.
Four Americans are attempting to skateboard across the USA. They've been on the road for a week and are a third of the way through their journey. As they leave Casper, Wyoming, they're heading into the area known as the Great Plains. Extending east from the Rockies, stretching as far north as Canada and as far south as Texas, the Great Plains are the agricultural heartland of America.
We are leaving Wyoming and we're entering Nebraska. Nebraska, the good life.
The next morning, a thick fog has settled over the fields of Nebraska. With visibility reduced, the risk of an accident is even higher than usual. Nerves are on edge. The sun clears the fog away, but a cloud has settled over the skaters that is harder to dispel. Nick is becoming irritated with Scott filming him.
Good time. I think that was like 11 minutes.
That's 11.
You're a little uptight there, boy.
No, I'm just sick of your shit, actually. What's with you, man? I'm just tired of it, man.
What?
11 days, you're 33 years old, Steps. You know, we're all here in this together.
Stop accusing me of stuff that you can't support.
Tapioca
It's supposed to be a team of four, not Scott Kam and his, rolling sideshow or whatever it is.
So you're talking all this shit, but you're not giving me any examples.
I've been frustrated with a lot of the people's attitudes on the team, a lot of impatience. And impatience drives me crazy. I really don't know where we are. We're in the midst of a sea of corn in Iowa. Gee whiz, I wonder what's on this side of us. Corn. Wonder what's on the other side. Oh, soybeans. What about the other side? Oh, more soybeans. And one over here. Oh, corn.
Their route takes them through Eldora, Iowa. This is where Jack used to live with his son. It's his little boy's death from complications arising from Lowe Syndrome that is the reason for the whole expedition.
The last 2 days have been the hardest for me so far on this trip, going back to knocking on the door of our old house. That was where Jack had his happiest days and healthiest days. It was really hard.
I love you, Jack.
Day 15, and they cross the Mississippi. The surroundings start to become more built up. Josh finds out that motorists aren't the only ones who don't like skateboarders.
Hey, that big guy. What's up, buddy? Nice frothy, Hey, everything good? Well, cool, right? You know I love you. Holy cow! That thing almost took my leg off. Jeez. Simmer down now. Hey, buddy. Hey there, big guy. Oh, you're on the chain. Sucks for you, huh? Oh, you're on the chain. What's up now, huh? So I'm skating down this road. Well, obviously. And I almost pee my pants because I see this thing in the yard and I think it's a dog. And I'm like, oh man, that thing's gonna kill me. But it's a porcelain cow. Okay, so the theme of this trip so far has basically been the energy of youth versus the caution of age.
Scott wants to skate every section of highway we come across. Jack says stuff is too dangerous. I agree with Jack and Scott. I'd like to skate as much as possible, but I didn't come on this trip to get hit by a truck.
Now, me and Scott would rather skate every foot of the way from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. You're talking to the guy that skates through Manhattan every day. You know, we used to traffic and hangs on the cars. That's just what I do. I feel comfortable doing that stuff. I don't want to cheat myself from any of the trip. Jack feels like we're cheating death by skating on the roads with no shoulders and a little traffic. And me and Scott feel like we're cheating ourselves by not skating the same roads.
They enter Ohio and an Amish community. The Amish first came to America in the 18th century, and their way of life has hardly changed in 300 years. Deeply religious people, they shun electricity and wear traditional clothing, much to Josh's delight.
Check out what I just found on the road. Sweet, huh? You think people think I'm Amish? This is so hot. I'm so excited. This is the best thing I've ever found on the road. Ever. A genuine Amish hat. That's the best sign you could ever see. That is the best sign.
The sign means a steep downhill, ideal for a skateboarder. Josh enjoys the rolling hills of Ohio, but the rest of the journey won't be so easy.
These hills are really so amazing.
As Josh, Jack, Scott and Nick cross into West Virginia on day 18, they know that in a few more days the Atlantic Ocean will be in sight. But first they must cross the mountains that guard the coast, the formidable Appalachians. Once more they must push their weary bones up steep, unrelenting hills.
Much tougher than the Rockies.
Why's that?
Just keep going up and down. Rockies go up, come down, you're done. Here, you just keep like an elevator.
One last mountain stands between the skaters and Virginia, their final state, Shenandoah Mountain. Josh takes it on.
You think you're steep? You think you're curvy? You want a piece of Maready? You want a piece of Maready? Huh? I'll show you what Maready's got for you. Maready ain't scared of Shenandoah. Come on, Maready. I ain't scared of Shenandoah. Come on, Shenandoah! Oh, what's Maready got? Maready's charging you. Maready's coming right up. Oh, he ain't slowing down. Oh, Maready keeps going. Oh, Maready. Okay, Maready's tired. Maready's had enough. I give up. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm keeping going. I'm going.
Finally, they reach the top and cross over into Virginia. From now on, it's almost literally downhill all the way.
The last state. Rock and roll.
Hey, it's the last state.
Having successfully scaled the Shenandoah, Josh picks up speed as he rolls down the other side. But the roads are in need of resurfacing, and Josh soon finds himself in a dangerous situation.
Oh, Nelly. This is pretty hairball, man. This is really hairball. It's because it's really steep, but it's rough. The pavement is really rough. If I fall, you get to see me fall. Jeez, dude. Give me a break. Woo-hoo. Yeah, it's kind of sketchy. What I'm doing right now is I'm using my hat as a parachute. It helps me regulate how fast I'm going. Not a whole lot, but it helps. Holy crap! I've definitely been cheating disaster the whole time down this trip. I think I'm breaking the law. I think I'm going over 30 right now.
As he races down at speeds approaching 30 miles an hour, his board hits a hole in the road, sending him swerving out of control. He jumps and runs just before his board flies into a ditch. He knows he's just cheated disaster.
Son of a gun. Holy. Joshy. Almost really got hurt right there. Holy crap. Let's not let Jack know that happened, okay? Deal?
Only a few hundred yards before the end of the day's skate, and Nick once again is stopped by the local highway patrol.
The county sheriff said that it's illegal to skateboard in Virginia on any state-maintained road. This would be one of them. So he was waiting for me when I skated up, waved me up with flashing lights. He waved me over. I always seem to be the one that gets the cops.
Having discovered skateboarding is illegal here, there's no way they can continue on their journey. They've come nearly 3,000 miles, and there are just 55 miles to go. But things have changed a lot since Jack first made the trip in the 70s. It looks like they'll have to travel the last few miles in the support vehicle.
It's the last day. 10 to 8. I can't believe it's the last day. We just left. Seemed like yesterday. Man, I can't even remember going through whatever states we went through. Because we were just pushing so fast and pushing so hard. It all blurred together into one joyous, wonderful occasion.
They find a few streets where they have permission to skate, and 20 days after touching their boards in the Pacific, the four take their final few steps to the Atlantic. They've had their ups and downs, but they've made it, and in the process they've raised awareness of Lowe Syndrome and honored the memory of Jack's son in the best way they could.